100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
It's time to think outside the pocket on Saturday Scramble.
Shut your mouth, Pablo. This is the ugliest thing I have ever worn.
Put some respect to the name. What am I doing? Trying to put water onto this fire. I'm going to throw gasoline into this.
On 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Cliffhanger, hanging from a cliff.
And that's why they call him Cliffhanger.
Yes.
Alongside Riley Jauch, here's Pablo Iglesias.
The Saturday Scramble before the Super Bowl, the Superb Owl. As long as we're not selling anything, right? We can say it. The big
Exactly,
game.
yeah.
It's big
I
game
think
weekend.
We can just say Super Bowl.
Just
because we got nothing to sell.
You can't take Super Bowl away from me. I can say it wherever I want. It's Super Bowl, Superb Owl, the big game. That is happening this weekend, but also hang the banner up, and we're going to come in hot with this one. The Bucks did not trade Giannis, and it feels like everybody's taking victory laps left and right. I have a lot of thoughts on that one. Don't you worry, everybody. This is the Saturday Scramble. I'm Pablo Iglesias alongside Riley Jauch. Owen Diffel behind the glass on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. And we are starting out hot, even though it is frigid outside today.
It's a bit nippy.
Yeah, just a bit. I did not prepare for it I did not prepare for it as well. But coming in hot, simply because of how the last few weeks have played out, Riley. I know last week you and Giannis, shout out to him for pinch hitting as well. We anticipated whether or not it was going to be the final games that we saw with Giannis Antetokounmpo in a Bucks uniform. Lo and behold, here we are. And it was a lackluster trade deadline. No other way to put it. We found out 3 hours before the deadline itself that the Bucks had informed teams that they are not going to trade their superstar. So whoopee, as Jim Rutledge said in his reaction video, pause, yay. It's it's barely half-hearted, and yet Bucks fans are throwing a ticker tape parade all the way down 3rd Street, Brady Street, all the streets in Milwaukee, like they won another championship, because the highlight of the season so far feels like their superstar is still here for at least a couple more months.
Yeah, the man who brought Milwaukee its first championship in 50 years is staying.
Yay!
And that's a bad thing?
I'm not leaving. I just feel like
I
feel like that there's delusion behind this, and I didn't even like that post that we heard from the drop from the Wolf of Wall Street. I get it. You want to do fan service, and you want to show that I'm all for Milwaukee, and I'm not blaming Giannis here. I'm not saying that Giannis is the bad guy. I said that last week. But what the hell is going on, Bucks fans? Why do we feel like that this is the moment that we can celebrate? This feels like the highlight of the season. Riley, you tell me it. Maybe I need to calm down a little bit.
I have a couple of reasons why this is
I can tell
worthy
you're
of
not gonna calm me down.
celebration. No, I'm not. I don't think Bucks fans are delusional. Last week, me and Owen, we were pretty in lockstep. Giannis was cautioning us as Bucks fans to not just accept Giannis leaving, because they're going to be dark days ahead. And I think I was at the point of acceptance in the stages of grief. I assumed he was going to be traded. So it's like, you know what? Thank you, Giannis. You go win a championship. Time to move on. Thank you. But now he's staying. Or at least for the rest of the season, he didn't get traded. He didn't get traded. I shouldn't say he's staying. He didn't get traded. Right. But the Bucks didn't get screwed over. You just heard, if you were listening to Hammer and Emmett on the way in, as I was, that the Bucks were more than likely lowballed by everyone that tried to acquire Giannis at the deadline. So that's a reason to celebrate. Regardless, the Bucks, if they trade Giannis, which I still think they probably will in the summer, they're going to get a way better haul than they would have if they had traded him at the deadline. So that's reason number one. And reason number two, like, whatever you want to say about Shams, I think this year there was definitely smoke. There has been legitimate smoke behind Giannis trade rumors. And I think I'm not going to call him a hack or many of the names that other Bucks fans are calling him. I think Shams is good at his job. However, I think in the years leading up to this year, there has been a lot of unnecessary chatter about Giannis leaving and about his future away from Milwaukee. And I think it's pretty close to an objective fact that the NBA would rather have Giannis outside of Milwaukee than in Milwaukee. They don't like small markets. That is just how these organizations operate. And Bucks fans are Brewers fans. I'm wearing my Brewers jersey. The MLB is not set up for the Brewers to succeed. The NBA is not set up for the Bucks to succeed. So the fact that the Bucks, even if it's just for a shorter period of time, can retain their superstar, the man who brought us a championship just 5 short years ago, that is a good thing. That is worthy of celebrating, and I'm happy. I am happy.
Yeah, what I'm happy about is that they didn't pull the trigger. Like, make an emotional decision, be like, okay, this is time. We got to move on. Going back to your point, Riley, where I still believe he will get traded in the offseason. But like you said, it's going to be a better haul, a better opportunity to make a more logical trade. Because once you figure out what draft pick you're going to have, it's still going to be a lottery pick, the worst of the Pelicans or the Bucks. But once you have more clarity on what that is, and who knows, maybe, because Ja Morant has been rumored around to being traded, and if the Bucks are serious about still making a push and finding another star to pair with Giannis, who knows? Maybe you can check in with the Grizzlies in the offseason and see what it takes for Morant to come to Milwaukee.
Do you really want Ja Morant, though?
I don't know. I don't know if I truly want to, but it is a star to pair with Giannis if they choose to go that route. But I still believe, like Riley said, that we'll have bigger questions in the offseason, but for now, I'm just glad that they didn't make an emotional decision.
This isn't going away, that's for sure.
That is fair. I think that the market is going to be significantly better. Come summer, everybody's a lot more optimistic. You know where you're at in the draft lottery situation. We'll talk about it a little bit more in this hour here on the Saturday Scramble, and we also want to hear from you, 844-770-3776, the Cardinals Talk and Text line. List is more. Tell us if you feel like Bucks fans, if you're a Bucks fan that feels like your fellow fans are delusional, or if you're on the delusion side, if you will. We also have a poll question out on our ESPN Madison Twitter page. Are Bucks fans delusional for celebrating no Giannis trade? And it is a resounding difference so far in the no, not delusional picture. And this win feels like that you beat up on the worst team in the league and had a record-breaking win. That's what this feels like right now.
It's still a record-breaking win.
Congratulations. Hang up the banner. Giannis didn't get traded at the half. That's what this feels like. This feels like when I celebrate my fantasy football semifinal victory where I almost won a championship, but it was like, hey, well, at least I had a cool roster. I almost did something there. Hey, this is awesome. This is a great opportunity here. I didn't win a championship, but you want to know something? Something cool did happen. That's the feeling that I get from Bucks fans, and I understand that. As you said, Riley, I get the acceptance side of it. I think we were all kind of like that. Bucks fans are not in Wisconsin. And as somebody who was around when the Bucks won the championship, I covered the team. I got to see this whole run unfold. And I understand and I appreciate what the city of Milwaukee, what Giannis means to that city. I got to see that firsthand. So I'm not saying here that I'm like, I hate Bucks fans. That's not what I'm saying out here. But I understand what he's done, but now it just kind of feels like that we are just it's time. It's just time to move on. And even though you don't do it now, I just don't feel like that there's a why celebrate this. Even if he's here for a little bit, he might not even play for this season. That's going to be a back and forth that I'm really curious to see because it's clear that he wants to play. Giannis wants to play. That's the kind of guy he is. And I respect that. I am not judging Giannis's character by any means. That's going to be the interesting thing because it just still feels like that we have seen Giannis in a Bucks uniform for the very last time, no matter what, whether it's now or whether it's in June or July, I believe, when the NBA draft is.
But the fact that he wasn't traded and the Bucks didn't buy into all the external hype, I think it gives Bucks fans genuine hope that Giannis will stay, because what have the Bucks shown us over the past few years? They will do anything, whatever it takes to keep Giannis. So I think if there is even a sliver of a chance that the Bucks can turn themselves into a contender and convince Giannis that they can compete for an NBA Finals championship in the next 2 years, I think there's a legitimate chance he would be willing to stay.
This had to have been the season, though. This really needed to be the season where
I don't disagree. I agree with you there. They should have just. The Miles Turner trade was so dumb. If they had just told Giannis, "Hey, we're gonna mini tank this year and we're gonna reset moving forward," they could have been set up very well for the next 2-3 years. And instead, nope. They went all in again and it bombed. But that's why it wouldn't shock me if they decide to try and go all in again.
We've got something from the talk and text line here. The Carbos talk and text line, 844-770-3776, the Carbos talk and text line. So we have Ryan chiming in. Could Giannis pull a Michael Jordan and not sign a Supermax, take less money, and make money off the court and then try to attract the megastar? Which, hey, now yesterday he announced that he's a part owner of Kalshi. Which feels just
everywhere. I hate that.
I'm not going to lie. That just feels... Hey, get your bag, be a part of it. If the investors come to you, that's one thing. But it makes things really murky.
Especially when you're in the mix of being traded. Like, there's all this news. Like, isn't that a massive conflict of interest if you can just throw a ton of money on, no, I'm not going to be traded because I know I'm not going to be traded.
Yeah.
Or, oh, here's $1 million on, yes, I'm going to be traded because I know I'm going to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hate the prediction market apps and Kalshi and Poly Market and all that jazz. Not a fan. It's weird. It just seems like there's just something wrong. Like, it feels off. I don't like it. Feels murky. But like you were saying, and to the 608 numbers point, if anyone in this age of NBA basketball is going to do that and take less money to attract a superstar and allow his team to contend, it's going to be Giannis.
Yeah.
And if it's not Giannis, no one's ever going to do it again.
And to confirm, I believe it's October 1st, or at least the start of next season, that he is eligible for the Supermax. I was under the impression that the contract was in a different space. He's in the first year, I believe, of a 3-year deal, but after next season, not this one, he has the player option. But before the next, I know I'm going all over the place, he's eligible for the Supermax. So there are a lot more intricacies. There's a lot of weaving that you need to go through this offseason. So, again, even though I'm under the impression that he's gone, he is 100% gone. I feel like that's the case for me. That's where my heart is at. That's where my gut is at. Clearly, there's going to be a lot of negotiations over the next few months into the offseason, all of that with the Supermax.
But doesn't that just prove that it's not a certainty that he's gone and that Bucks fans aren't delusional for celebrating this? Because if there's even a 1% chance that Giannis stays, I don't think Bucks fans are delusional.
I want to talk about this on the other side, too, because a question came to mind, and I want to know, again, what you think, too, on the Carbos Talk and Text line, 844-770-3776. The Carbos Talk and Text line, list is more. We're talking about if Bucks fans are delusional. We're trying to figure out if you should be throwing the ticker tape parade for the fact that Giannis is still an active member of the Milwaukee Bucks on the roster. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch, interesting things to talk about the roster foundation from here on out for the Milwaukee Bucks. This is the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today.
Many wins. Many wins. Waiting at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This February, you could break the bank and get down with a share of $300,000 in prizes. Bust out your rewards card and play to earn entries. It all goes down with Thursday drawings. Break the bank. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
With Jonathan Gannon, for him, he's got to want to kick ass here in Green Bay. He can't just be mediocre. He can't just be Jeff Hafley. Like, he has to be better than all of the guys that preceded him. Jeff Hafley looked good because he went after Joe Barry. Anybody could look good after Joe Barry.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honey's. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honey's to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honey's experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honey's.
Knee pain can make everyday activities harder, but relief may be closer than you think. Join Ortho Team Clinic's Dr. Joseph Henningsen for a free online talk, Knee Pain Relief, Tuesday, February 10th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Learn common causes of knee pain, ways to reduce discomfort, and available treatment options, both surgical and non-surgical, and when it may be time to see a specialist. Register at stoughtonhealth.com under classes and events.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
One-way tickets to Delusiontown. Get your tickets now before it's too late. A la Barry Alvarez. Pablo Iglesias. Yes, Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch. This is the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. We are polling and seeing so far not a lot of people in my camp for whether or not the Bucks fans, I should say, are delusional for celebrating the no Giannis trade. It is a resounding 82.4% saying no, we are not delusional, which I think, if anything, adds on to the delusion because let me say this real quick. Who wants to actually admit it's like, oh, well, no, we're not delusional. We're going to go with this. No, we're totally fine. This feels like denial on denial. It's like a double stuffed Oreo of denial. We're giving out free ads now for Oreos too, by the way.
See,
great cookie.
So this reminds me, I forget what this phenomenon is called, but I learned this in journalism school. That everyone
I don't have my glasses. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Everyone thinks, especially online, that everyone else is dumber than them. So.
Are you calling me a narcissist? Is that what you're saying?
Not exactly, but that's the default. So I think that you are not necessarily taking into account how these self-respecting Bucks fans are thinking. Like, I think that's a very rational position to be like, no, I'm not delusional for celebrating my superstar staying and potentially continuing to be the cornerstone for this franchise.
Even though you feel like that this team is still sliding, right? Is that the impression that you're under?
Well, yeah, right now the Bucks are not a good basketball team.
Okay.
And I still think that the Bucks are probably going to trade Giannis this offseason, but I think there's a chance he stays So Bucks fans aren't delusional for celebrating this.
This is like being on the 6th place podium where you're celebrating a lifetime achievement and there's 5 people ahead of you at the very least.
Sure, but you're 6th place and you had hundreds of people. You had the best pundits, the top track stars in the world telling you couldn't do it. You were never going to get to the Olympics. You were never going to do anything. You were never going to even pass the trials. And you made it to the Olympics and you got 6th place.
There's a great philosopher that went by this. If you ain't first, you're last.
It's true.
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
One of the best.
So, Riley, I did some research about your theory. And it Pablo, I'm not sure. Did you take comm theory at Bradley University?
I did. I took communication theory, comm 300 with Chris Marsh, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. It was a great class.
Yes. So that sparked my comm theory brain.
There
and I'm
we
like,
go.
I know there's got to be a communication theory to this.
Yes.
So a quick Google search, and the theory that explains the feeling that others are less intelligent or competent than you, particularly when that perception is inaccurate or exaggerated, is known as the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Thank you. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Pablo, I believe you fell into the Dunning-Kruger effect.
I've fallen into it?
Yes, when you're thinking about Bucks fans.
I've fallen into the Dunning-Kruger.
Yes. Thank you, Owen. That was phenomenal.
Thank you for that. We need to give you the glasses now. Thank you so much, our producer, Owen Dimple, behind the glass. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch. This is the Saturday Scramble. We're talking about, one, the delusion. If that's continuing, if you feel like that you're throwing yourself a yippee-ki-yay. I won't finish the last part of the line. I was pretty close. Owen almost needed the dump button there. But how you're feeling after the fact that the Bucks did not trade Giannis Antetokounmpo. And again, I still feel like that. And we're all similar camp that the talks are far from over, that this is not the end. But, Riley, you made an interesting point in the first part of the show, is that even though you believe that there's a 99% chance that the Bucks will not win a championship, it feels like keeping him at least keeps the 1% chance open. Let's go into that 1%. Because even when the Bucks won the championship, let's be real, did anybody expect the Milwaukee Bucks to be NBA champions that season? No, it was a great run. But let's look into this. If the Bucks could build a roster that could get themselves back into the championship, or even let's say the Eastern Conference, because right now that's where they're at. They're outside looking in this season. They can get themselves back into the top tier of the Eastern Conference conversations. What's step one? Where do we start from here?
Okay, so step one is you rest Giannis the rest of the way. Like, you can't risk him further aggravating that calf and getting injured.
Yeah.
Like, you can't deal with that. I love his attitude. I love that he wants to play, but you rest him the rest of the year. Protect him. That's step one. Okay. Step two, like, you got to get rid of Doc Rivers, man. You think Doc Rivers is going to bring the Bucks to championship? There's no shot. You got to get rid of Doc.
I'll let you keep cooking.
Yep.
I want to jump in on that one though too. If you have do you have a third point?
Yes.
Okay.
And then third, so that's two. I have 3 points. 1, you rest Giannis. 2, you fire Doc. 3, this is a 2-parter, but you got to get lucky with the lottery, and then you got to shuffle the deck. You're gonna have to reconfigure this roster. But that is possible, especially if you get lucky in the lottery and able to draft someone like A.J. DeBonsa. So he would be a big man you could put him at a small forward, then maybe work a trade for Ja. Then I'm looking at CBS Sports, a hypothetical rotation. Let me know what you guys think. You got Ja Morant at point guard, Ryan Rollins a backup. You got A.J. Green. You got A.J. DeBonsa, small forward, starting as a rookie. Michael Porter Jr., power forward, and then Giannis.
That feels like definitely 1% chance, but
it's better than what they have.
It is,
especially with a competent coach.
So let me run this back. So your 3 things: rest Giannis, fire Doc, and get lucky in the lottery, and then go from there.
Yep.
Which I feel like, again,
you need some luck at this
you
point.
Do.
If you're the Bucks.
You need more than luck. You need horseshoes. You need rituals. You need all these things right now. You need to probably drink whatever the ayahuasca tea that Aaron Rodgers has, and probably see things through a different lens. Who the heck knows? Maybe he's like Mike McCarthy and has a house. I know he's still trying to sell his house in Green Bay. I believe Aaron Rodgers is. But
really,
yeah, I know.
Surprised it's taking this long.
So if you want to go halvesies in or threes, you guys want to be roommates?
Yeah, buy Aaron Rodgers' house. That'd be fun.
That'd be pretty sick. That'd be something. I wonder what do you think's still in Aaron Rodgers' house, real quick?
Probably nothing. If I had to guess,
Oh,
I bet he picked it pretty clean.
Yeah, some artifacts. Maybe he left something cool there, piece of art. But anyway,
I don't know.
So rest Giannis, fire Doc, and be lucky in the lottery. My concern with I feel like I agree with all three of those things. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like I need to push back with this, and resting Giannis again, that is a two-way street. Yes, it makes sense from a business side. It makes sense from you want to rest him and you are doing the best and you have the right intentions. But as you pointed out too, is that Giannis is too much of a competitor to refuse to sit out. Even Michael Jordan, when they talked about this, I believe it was I can't remember if it was his rookie year or his sophomore season in The Last Dance, and he had a 90 to 10% chance that if he played on the ailing foot that he had, he could risk a career-ending injury. And he took the 10% chance, and front office was not thrilled with that. So again, you just look at those types of competitors. So there's a two-way street there. You have to get Giannis to agree on that. Firing Doc Rivers is a tough one because let's look at this. Because now, who do you bring in next? You would then be paying a fourth coach because you've already fired Mike Budenholzer. You've already fired Adrian Griffin, and assuming so, you would fire Doc Rivers. Mm-hmm. So those are four coaches, very similar to the Damian Lillard payout. So those are muddy waters that you're going into there. But again, respect it. And lucky with the lottery, I do feel like that if the Bucks were to tank, if you will, nobody's going to say that because then there's fines, but let's call a spade here. If you're resting Giannis, you're sitting him out for the rest of the season, more than likely you're trying to put yourself in a better position for the lottery. My concern with that is even in a talented class with what's coming ahead with all the players of, AJ Bonstra, or AJ DeBonsta coming out from BYU.
That's a funky last
it is a funny funky last name. Isn't Daryl Peterson, former Badger, his brother
Darren
too?
Peterson.
He's outstanding.
I haven't seen him play. Ryan Wollersheim, primetime over. I hope he's enjoying his weekend in Cincinnati. I know Owen, you were filling in on Jim, Matt, and Molly. He informed me that it was like, yes, Daryl Peterson's brother. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yep.
And then I was like, oh,
crazy.
Yeah, Darren, I believe.
Yes, Darren Peterson.
Yeah,
and most people don't know of Darryl Peterson. They're
right.
like, oh, Darren Peterson had a brother who played football at Wisconsin. That's crazy.
I feel like Daryl's going to be a tank, too. He's going to be a guy to watch. I feel like
potentially
a sneaky one.
The line of undrafted free agent Wisconsin linebackers.
Hey, yeah, who knows? But even in a talented class, to go back to that, everything needs to go your way.
Oh,
everything needs to go your way. And I think, again, those are good points that you brought up. But being lucky in the lottery is more than just you get the player. You have to develop the player. He has to fit into the system. I was looking at the rookies of the years over the past, and most of them were at least either the number one pick in the NBA draft that season, or they were at least within the top 5. So if the Bucks could get a top 5 pick, maybe you have a shot. And more so, I'm thinking if you have a small window, let's say Giannis only wants to play out these 3 years, right? He doesn't go with the Supermax. He only wants to extend through this 3-year extension that he has. Let's give that a window, okay? That means even if you get the number 1 overall pick, a top 5, a solid lottery pick, you are expecting this player to have an immediate impact coming out of the draft right off the bat. And that's tough. That's even tough, honestly, for guys outside of the top 5. I'm seeing a lot of names that went into the G League, which, again, is where's the development at? That's my concern from there. So, again, I don't disagree with you, but it's just there are a lot more steps that you have to take, and you have to hope go into your favor, which, again, I love to roll the dice with you, Riley.
But
I don't know if it's as much of a 50-50 shot as we're making it.
No, I'm not saying it's a 50-50 shot, but I think there is a legitimate path and a legitimate shot, even if I don't think the Bucks are going to take it, which therefore makes Bucks fans not delusional for being excited that there's a chance their superstar is staying with their team and could stay in Milwaukee for the foreseeable future.
Again, it's building the roster, and it's just a concern for me. Like, what does this look like for this team So, okay, I know that you're probably not 99 to 1%, but where are you at truly? Like, if it's not 50-50 in terms of your, where are you hoping at? What are the feelings here?
Honestly, it's probably 80-20, 85-15 that the Bucks trade him, move on, or even if they keep him, don't win a championship. I'm only giving them like a, honestly, probably, like somewhere between a 10 to 20% chance that they could still win a championship with Giannis in Milwaukee. But I think there is a chance. And like I said, if we know anything about John Horst and the Milwaukee Bucks, they will do anything and everything in their power to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo and his family in the city of Milwaukee.
Let's continue the conversation on the other side. Looks like slowly people are starting to realize that they are a little more delusional. What was it again? I was about to say the Brooks and Dunn effect,
Great
is
band.
clearly
Love
not that.
Brooks and Dunn.
I was in Texas last weekend, so it's clearly still staying with me.
Very much so.
But what was the theory again? It was something in Kruger.
The Dunning-Kruger effect.
So Dunn was in there.
So maybe like Brooks and Dunn and like Freddie Krueger.
There you go.
What's the Brooks?
Scary.
Brooks and Dunning-Kruger effect.
I'm trying to think of the Moonlight song, or not Moonlight.
Neon Moon.
Neon
Moon.
See,
when the sun goes down on my side of town,
that lonesome feeling
comes to my door.
Whole world turns.
Is this gonna get us knocked off of YouTube?
It was spectacular, so maybe, just maybe.
Well,
we got to go to break.
We got to come back with Neon Moon. We just can't do it on the YouTube stream.
All right, that karaoke hour feels like we could take a breather here. We'll continue Giannis talk here on the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch. This is the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Buying a new vehicle should be exciting, and that's what Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb aims to do. That's why they vow to give you the better buying experience. Jim Rutledge here. I've had 3 better buying experiences at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, and I keep on going back because the experience and the Chevy is fantastic. So if you're looking for a buying experience, you're going to want to repeat anytime you need a new or new-to-you vehicle, I recommend you make the short drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, because you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
I worried about choosing the right two-year college where credits would transfer to UW, but I figured out a great path. At Madison College, I'm in the STEM program. The classrooms are intimate, instructors are engaging, and best of all, I'll be able to transfer to UW debt-free. My advice to others, start your journey here. You won't regret it. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
There's no safer place to feel dumb than Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
But I was impressed by several of them.
You're impressed by everything.
I love life. It's amazing what people do.
There is nothing that you see that you wouldn't go, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's not a bad way to live, though.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe. Live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also available on the ESPN Wisconsin app and wherever you get your podcasts.
At Hard Rock Casino Rockford, the unforgettable experience goes far beyond the casino floor with the luxury of their dining and entertainment. Savor prime cuts and fresh seafood at Council Oaks Steak and Seafood, or explore 7 unique dining venues that deliver flavors from around the world. Then let the night ignite at Hard Rock Live, where the world's greatest acts take the stage. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, let's hard rock.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
At Carbon World Health, feeling your best isn't a luxury, it's a lifestyle. From advanced aesthetics and rejuvenating med spa treatments to personalized wellness care, everything there is designed around you. Whether you're refreshing your look, boosting your confidence, or investing in total body wellness, Carbon World Health combines medical expertise with a spa-like experience you'll love. Discover the med spa Sun Prairie is talking about. Book your consultation today at Carbon World Health, where wellness meets results.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
The neon moon.
We forgot to bring our cowboy hats today.
Lose your one and only. Yeah, I know we did. It's sad.
So the glasses work.
For the lonely. It's funny, our people on YouTube can't hear the music, just me singing.
That's
Dancing
unfortunate.
In and out of the beams.
You got a great
of
voice.
Neon moon. Thank you.
Pablo
Thank you.
Iglesias,
My
Riley.
siblings have better singing voices than I do.
So it skipped a generation?
Yeah,
Is that
no,
what
it didn't,
or not a
didn't
generation?
skip a generation. It skipped a sibling. My older
Skipped a
brother,
sibling.
Killian, he has a better singing voice than I do. And my younger brother, Rowan, is actually a musician. Like, you can find him on Spotify, YOWK, Jauch. Go check him out on Spotify and Apple Music, wherever you get your music. He's great. He's legit.
I'm only following him on SoundCloud if he has that. We're
Okay.
bringing back SoundCloud. We need
Cool.
to. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch, who can't sing but is still #1 in our hearts no matter what. This is the Saturday Scramble here on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Our conversation continues whether or not we feel like Bucks fans are delusional for celebrating the Giannis trade. We had a really interesting back and forth of the next steps. If you feel like that, Riley, you said you were 80-20. Is that right? It's hard to put a measurement
I know
to
it's
it.
tough. Let's stick with 80-20.
Okay.
A 1/5% chance. That's not a 1/5 fraction. A 20%
20%,
chance that Giannis could drag a team to a championship.
Yeah.
Because when Giannis is on the floor, and Owen, you said this during the break, I've had my friend who is he's a diehard Bucks fan. He loves the Bucks. He follows the Bucks, lives and dies by them. He has told me that too before. And it's true. Like, you can see, he's a bona fide superstar. Giannis is a guy who can just will a team to a championship, which he somewhat did in 2021.
Yeah, he did.
Like, the fact that we saw his knee invert, go back that way, bend the way a knee should not bend, and come back in 4 games. That's superhuman.
I'm really glad you gave us a visual there on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. If you are not watching that, Riley was very descriptive with both of his hands and creating that shape. Well done.
So
yeah, that was nasty when
while
that happened.
I do want to stay consistent with what I was saying last week. Do they have a good chance of winning a title? No, even with Giannis. But Giannis is the type of guy who can do that, which is, again, I keep coming back to it, I don't think Bucks fans are delusional for having the belief that if their organization keeps their superstar, which they have shown they will, that he can bring them to the promised land again.
My concern with that, though, is that I believe that it's a flawed idea to think that one person and one person alone can propel you to an NBA championship, no matter what. If you look at the greatest teams of all time, yeah, you can point out to Bill Russell. You could point out to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You can point out to Magic Johnson. Honestly, it was Magic and Kareem. You could point to Michael Jordan. You could point to LeBron James. They all still had somebody that they could go to for the role player. They had somebody that played a different spot. And granted, even Michael Jordan, it took him 6 years to defeat the Detroit Pistons, the team in the same conference, to finally get over to the hump and get into the NBA Finals. So as much as I agree, when Giannis is on the court, yes, he gives you a chance, but you don't feel overly confident. That's my question, is that how is this, again, going back to our conversation of building that championship roster versus, as he even said earlier into the week, that he wants to be in Milwaukee, but he wants to be with Milwaukee if they are winners. And by winners, he's not fighting for his life in the playoffs or to get into the playoffs. Oh, and you got something?
Yeah, hearing that, it sparked a question in my mind that I want to ask you, both of you. So Dirk Nowitzki won the championship, I believe, in 2010 with the Dallas Mavericks.
Or was it 2011?
Or
Right.
It was Miami's first year, which I will say, I was also thinking about this. Riley being the most positive guy, ultimate hate watcher, and I thought I was not a hate watcher. That was one season where I was hate watching for sure. None of us wanted the Miami Heat to win with LeBron and the Big Three. But yes, go back to that point.
So people really bring that up when it comes to an individual player-led championship team, because Dirk really didn't have a bona fide number 2 to go along with him. Do you think that's the last time that we'll see an NBA championship team where it's just one true star leading a whole roster to a championship?
So would you say that Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday also counted as stars for the Bucks 2021 championship?
You see, individually, not like superstars by any means, but I think what they had was that was a good group to pair all together.
Mm-hmm.
They leaned on each other. I mean, look when Giannis went down with the injury. Chris Middleton
stepped up.
He stepped up big time. That Eastern Conference Finals, I mean, if not for Chris Middleton, the Bucks wouldn't have made it to the championship and allowed Giannis to have one of the most historic finals series of all time, closing out Game 6 with a 50-piece. And so while I think Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are good players, they might not be stars, but they work together. And that was just something that talent doesn't always beat that,
So I'd argue
hard work
that
beats talent.
So
we can all agree with that.
That's way more similar to the Mavericks title in 2010 or 2011 than any of the Warriors titles, where you have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, especially the Kevin Durant years, because Curry and Durant were two bona fide superstars. So I think the Bucks, if you want to make a comp, that is your comp. But
you also had Klay Thompson and Draymond Green on those teams too, though.
So that's just chock full of studs.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I don't think it's going to be rare to see another team like the 2021 Bucks who made it to the Eastern Conference Finals by that much of a shoe of Kevin Durant. You're not going to see many teams like that Mavericks team with Dirk. So if you're talking legacy, like Giannis's legacy is cemented because Dirk only got one, correct?
I believe so.
Dirk's only got one.
Yep, and he is regarded as a legend. He has a statue outside of the arena down in Dallas, Texas.
The American Airlines Arena. I wish I could have stopped by and saw that. 844-770-3776, the Carlos Talk and Text line. List is more. How do you feel about the Bucks' championship odds now that Giannis, at least for the foreseeable future, is staying a Milwaukee Buck?
Okay, so I have one more angle I wanna attack when it comes to Bucks fans' supposed
Drive to
delusion. So
you hard stared at me on that one.
It's like a Giannis mean mug.
Exactly. I was just thinking of the Dunning-Kruger effect, and it was
the Brooks and Dunn effect.
It frustrated me. So I think the fact that there has been news and rumors surrounding Giannis the past, honestly, 4 years, since he won the championship. Actually, no, going back to before he won a championship, because before he won a championship, all the big pundits were talking about, is Giannis ever going to get one in Milwaukee? Maybe he's got to move on. Then immediately after he wins a championship, everyone's like, after he doesn't repeat in 2022, they're like, is Giannis going to move on? Wouldn't he rather go be with other superstars, get some more titles, add to his legacy? Bucks fans have had to deal with this for almost the entirety of Giannis's prime. And what has happened every single time these rumors are brought up? Nothing. Nothing has happened. Giannis stays with Milwaukee. He pledges his loyalty to the team. He lets everyone know where he stands, and the Bucks do everything in their power to put the best team possible around him that can compete for a championship. Are they running out of time? Yes. Are they running out of assets? Yes. But there is no reason to assume that Bucks fans are delusional for assuming that what has happened year over year repeatedly can't happen one more time.
You can make all the memes you want. You could point all the fingers you want at Giannis, or at Shams, I should say, and the NBA and its insiders. But my question is more so that even though it's not like he's just putting this out there for fun, who is feeding this information to him? And more likely than not, well, yes, it's not Thanasis. He was very clear about that on Thanalysis, which you could hear on the ESPN Wisconsin app. It was very heated. What did he say exactly?
Oh, my gosh.
Something like, we don't talk to anybody.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
okay.
Who is in our camp? Like, they're reporting people in our camp are talking about Giannis wanting to move. Who is that? We are his camp, and we don't talk to anyone. We haven't said anything. So the conflicting
reports. And why do you have an agent?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's who's feeding the information though is my question.
It has to be that agent.
And if it's Shams, if Shams takes the hit, Shams takes the hit. It clearly feels like that he is. What could you even really do in this situation anyway? I mean, you're doing your job, and social media. Everybody on social media is like a certain body part. We all have them. I'll keep the phrase clean if you want to. Connect the dots on that one. And hey, we have our opinions too. But you know what? That's just what I am thinking of, is that who's feeding this information to Shams? Who's feeding all this information? Because again, if you're going to go out and celebrate like the Wolf of Wall Street, like Jordan Belfort, and say that I'm not bleeping leaving. Correct. Don't feel like that this is like a whole thing that like people made this up about you. Who you even said again, yeah, you wanted to play for Milwaukee, you love the city, but who fed that he's ready to have a new home? Who said this was quoted, and whether or not it came from the horse's mouth, which is the question that I have for you guys too, is that do you feel like that this Giannis fatigue, if you will, too, kind of feels like that you really never actually heard from him outside of that post? Do you feel like that you would have felt better, worse in this situation if you truly heard from Giannis that he said he is requesting a trade? Would that make you feel any different?
It would make I'd appreciate the clarity, and I think that's kind of where I was last week when I had just reached the acceptance stage.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like from all indications that he loved Milwaukee, but he prioritized winning a championship and wanted to move on. So it felt like he was going to be traded, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. But then we got the two articles with, I'm trying to remember the one name. One was
Jim Ozarski.
Jim Ozarski and Eric Name of The Athletic. So those two interviews, and then him actually spelling out his inner conflict, I think really helped illuminate where he was at for me and helped me sort of, I guess, appreciate what he was going through more. Like, he dearly loves the city of Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin. He wants to stay, but he also wants to win, and he is the utmost competitor. So I'm in a similar spot where regardless if the Bucks decide to move on from Giannis this summer, if they get a great haul for him, I will be content. I will still be eternally grateful for what Giannis has done for the Bucks, for Milwaukee, for the state of Wisconsin. But if he stays and the Bucks keep trying, keep chopping at the log, I'll be okay with that too.
It feels like there's a separation between Bucks fans and Giannis fans. Like, I don't know if those are...
And that's what I don't like about the NBA in general. This is too short for it to be riled up.
I can feel it.
But, like, What?
Come on.
Be a fan of a team, man. Like, I love Giannis, but if he goes to the Heat, I ain't cheering for the Heat. The NBA, all their fans, so many NBA fans are ridiculous. Oh, I'm a Kevin Durant fan. I'm a LeBron fan. I have a Lakers jersey, a Heat jersey, a Cavs jersey. I just follow the player. That's stupid. Cheer for your team. Cheer for your hometown team. It's ridiculous. Like, get out of here with that I only cheer for a player crap. There's no loyalty there.
Do you think Tom Brady fans are rooting for the Patriots this weekend? What do you think?
Yes. 100. Yeah, they're rooting for the Patriots.
Well, but
I know Tom Brady doesn't have a horse in the race, but his fans are rooting for the Pats.
Well, if he had part ownership in this one, too. The probably not first ballot Hall of Famer Tom Brady, too? Who knows? Do we think that's going to happen or no? But anyway.
Thank you, Jason J. Wilde in the YouTube chats. Keep chopping at the log. Yes, sir.
Keep chopping at the log. Well, we'll see whether we're cheering or not, what we're enjoying for Super Bowl Sunday. We'll continue more Giannis talk. We have some Goody talk, too, for the second hour. But close off the first hour. Boys, it is the big game weekend, and, man, am I excited for the concert that's happening in between this game. Baby! Let's do this. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch. This is Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that
your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership on the east side of Madison today.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life.
My name is Jake Huser. I was Bucky from 2021 to 2024, and my favorite memory of being Bucky was winning a national championship with both volleyball in 2021 and women's hockey in 2023.
Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
There's a lot of things that the Green Bay Packers need to be better at. We have to stop looking at special teams as something we just got to avoid. Oh, just don't fumble. Oh, we need a new philosophy. Maybe Rich is going to do that. I don't know.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Ready to escape a Wisconsin winter? Well, Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison is offering up some serious vacay vibes this February. Starting at 1 p.m. on Saturday, February 28th, 24 winners will each select luggage containing a cash prize up to $5,000. At 5 p.m., one grand prize winner will receive $20,000 for an ultimate vacation getaway. You can earn entries every day in February. Next stop, Sunshine. Turn daydreams into departures at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Pro Volleyball lives in Madison. Love Madison, Wisconsin's professional women's volleyball team, brings premier talent, elite competition, and non-stop intensity to every match. Featuring world-class athletes and high-energy action from start to finish, this is volleyball at the highest level. See elite professional sports right here in Madison. Purchase tickets today at lovbmad.com/tickets. That's lovbmad.com/tickets.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
We apologize to everybody watching on YouTube who's just watching us dance with no music. Shout out royalty free, but hey, we are dancing here on 100.5 ESPN Madison to Baboni. Say it back with me, boys. We're gonna make sure we get this lesson. It's not Bad Bunny.
Baboni.
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 That's how we say it, boys. We're gonna have a beautiful concert tomorrow in between a game that's happening too, a pretty solid one to end the season in between the Baboni concert.
Like, how are you not excited for the Super Bowl? It's the Super Bowl. If this is the last football game we're gonna see, I don't count the Spring Football League. I don't count the XFL or whatever it is now. Like, this is the last football game we get to watch until whatever game kicks off in Ireland this year.
We have indoor football in a couple weeks too.
Yeah, go Green Bay Blizzard.
Yeah,
shout out Joey Bonadonna.
That's it. See, yeah. So we will have that. But
it's not the same.
So for me, I still feel I think it's the matchup. It's the matchup that doesn't feel all that sexy to me. These are two good teams, don't get me wrong. And I feel like if anything, I'm more rooting for the storylines. I think as guys, we all love sports. As anybody who loves a good sports story, you're going to be rooting for the headline in itself. I don't know if I feel like I have this massive urge of like, oh, it's got to be the Patriots or it's got to be the Seahawks. I'm like, think we're all, unless you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, rooting for Sam Darnold. Or maybe if you are a Minnesota Vikings fan that's hurt and wants to spite the organization, maybe you are rooting for Sam Darnold there. But I feel like that this Super Bowl is just, it's not really one that I'm over enthused about. And when we look at, technically it's a rematch of, 11 years ago or something like that.
It's crazy that's that long ago.
It was
feels like it should be like 5 years ago.
It was that.
2014 season. Played February 2015, but the 2014 season.
Yes. And thank you, Jason Wilde in the YouTube chat. The redemption story of Sam Darnold is a great all-cap story.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not
Sam
bad.
Darnold. I'm rooting for Sam Darnold. I want a great game. But even the Patriots coming off 2 back-to-back 4-13 seasons. Mike Vrabel comes in, a castaway from the Titans, and brings them back with Drake May at quarterback. Who thought Drake May was going to be this superstar QB, which I don't think he's quite there yet.
May.
Who thought Drake May was going to be playing in the Super Bowl at this point in his career?
No, I did not.
There's a lot of reasons to watch the Super Bowl this Sunday. And even just for the fact that it's the Super Bowl, man. Like, this is the last time we get to watch the NFL for, 7 months, however long it is? It's a long time. And you're going to be begging for football in like 2 or 3 months.
I think I've been begging for football for the last 2 weeks. There should be a different team in the
So then why are you calling it a Bad Bunny concert with football surrounding
Because I'm not
it?
excited for the game. Can I not be excited for the game just because I don't like the matchup? That's where I'm at. I want to see my team in this. That's it. I'm just being selfish.
Yeah,
that's what this is.
I'd rather.
I'm sure
be
you'd love to
Packers,
see
Patriots
your team too.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to watch.
I'm going to watch. It's just like I don't feel enthused to have plans. I mean, I might just make a couple dishes at home, take care of a couple things to get ready for an early Monday. But I remember the last time around too when this happened. This is the whole reason why I dropped my Spanish minor in college. Because let me ask you this too. Let me ask you this. So I was a sophomore in college. We had the Super Bowl. We were watching on our dorm floor. Also, former Bradley guy, too. Owen Dimfel, you know Heights Hall, the big old basement rooms. We were watching the Super Bowl, a few fraternity brothers and I. And this feels like malpractice, which is terrible. My Spanish literature class, we had an exam the next day. Monday morning's exams are already tough enough, but the day after a Super Bowl sucks. That was brutal. And then I go in and I get a 15% on the test. I get a 15% on the test. I want to say our class started out the whole semester with about 32 people. I thought from there, I'm like, I got to drop this class. I got to drop the minor. It was a straightforward, clear-cut decision there. I dropped the minor, and I also want to believe that the class ended up like having 12 total people. So about 30-something and 12 people ended up finishing that semester. But Owen Dimfel, our producer behind the glass here, has a very unique story. Owen, where were you the last time the Super Bowl happened?
So when Super Bowl 49 occurred, I was in the middle of the ocean somewhere down in the Bahamas. Was on a Disney cruise with the family, And, this was a Christmas gift to, the whole family. So we found out on Christmas Day that this is when we're going on this cruise. If you remember, Packers 2014 team, they were pretty good. They were very good. They were
very good.
There were some Super Bowl aspirations on that team. And you know what? A 12-year-old, when they think, oh, we're going on a Disney cruise, like, this is the best thing ever. You want to know what was going through my head? I'm going to miss the Super Bowl that the Packers are going to be playing in.
You asked for the trip and everything, too. This is your Christmas gift, right?
We didn't ask for it. It was a surprise.
It was a surprise.
Yep. It was a great surprise. But that was the first thing in my head was, I'm going to miss the Super Bowl if the Packers are playing in it. And I was so worked up over it that I even told my mom that, like how am I going to watch this game if it happens?
I don't want to go on the cruise.
I was almost going to start thinking about, can I not go?
Can I stay with my aunt and uncle, my grandparents?
Yeah, so if you ever question my Packers fandom, just know that 12-year-old me thought about missing a Disney cruise in hopes that the Packers would be playing in the Super Bowl and I wouldn't miss the game. So
I don't
want to ever hear anyone tell me that I am not a Packers fan. So, but anyway, everybody knows what happens. Get to the NFC title game in Seattle.
Yep.
Brandon Bostic, yada, yada. So that made me feel, I guess, a little bit better after such a heartbreaking loss that, well, at least I don't have to worry about finding a way to watch the Packers in the middle of the ocean somewhere. But it was a great experience. I mean, you had...
Just imagine Owen just holding out like a coat hanger or something like that with a portable television. Something.
like balancing on the side of the
ship. Somewhere. Find it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just coming in.
It was a unique experience to be, because there was plenty of Seahawks fans, plenty of Patriots fans, even just casual fans just wearing their own team's jersey. It was a very unique experience to watch a Super Bowl because you were on the party deck. You have like all the pools. You got the big screen that was playing all the Disney movies that day, but now we got the Super Bowl on and
were there Super Bowl or were there football themed movies? Like Remember the Titans?
Yep.
Okay.
I think the night
did they have like Game Plan on with The Rock?
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's a good one. I love that movie growing up.
All I remember is the night before I fell asleep on the pool deck watching Remember the Titans.
Oh, what a great experience.
It's amazing.
On a pool deck in the middle of the open sea watching Remember the Titans.
Take me back.
Strong
Take me back, man. But yeah, and then you get to the end of the game where the Seahawks are marching down the field and then that crazy Jermaine Kearse catch.
Yep.
To set him up, and you have all the Seahawks fans just going nuts. I think one guy did a cannonball into the pool.
Because the game's over.
Yeah.
You're like, Seahawks win.
What a splash.
Like, wow.
Yeah, I was like, this is insane. They're going to win. And then Malcolm Butler happened. I've never seen... Everybody talks about a crowd pop. How about a cruise ship pop with Patriots fans about that Malcolm Butler interception? It was insane. So I highly recommend you guys go on a cruise during the Super Bowl.
That sounds like an awesome experience.
And I would highly recommend not taking a class where you have to take a test the next day after arguably one of the most controversial yet explosive plays to end a Super Bowl. So I would flip on that. But I would rather be in Owen's shoes 100%. Even if the Bears had a shot of playing in the Super Bowl, like regardless, I feel the exact same way. I would question that too if I'm like, ugh. Thinking about just trying to alter my plans here, but that's phenomenal.
You guys had way more memorable experiences with this particular Super Bowl than I did.
Yeah, what was
I
years
remember
ago?
After Packers Seahawks, I remember crying about that game. I was
Me too.
I was devastated. 13-year-old Riley was crushed. Okay, that was a heartbreaking loss. 13-year-old Riley had not yet dealt with all the choke jobs of Wisconsin sports
that was the first
until
one.
that point. I remember the 2007 Giants loss in the NFC Championship game, but I was 6, so that's pretty vague. So I was devastated, and then it was another hate watch. I was just like, I hate the Seahawks. I want them to get crushed. Let's go Tom Brady. Let's go Patriots. Come on. And then Jermaine Kearse makes that catch, and I'm like, ugh. Seahawks are gonna win, and then I'm rationalizing it. I'm like, well, okay, at least we lost.
You're giving yourself the acceptance
At least we lost
stage.
to the Super Bowl champs. Like, it's fine, it's whatever. But we would have beat the Patriots. And then Malcolm Butler has the interception, and I'm like running around my house like, yes, let's go. Screw you, Seahawks. You suck. You're so stupid and dumb. It was. It ended up. It was pretty funny, but not nearly not nearly as memorable. But I do have a crowd pop memory from a public space. You guys remember the 2015 Outback Bowl between Wisconsin and Auburn?
I can't say I truly do off the top of the
Well,
noggin, but
it was a
paint
hell
the
of a
picture.
game. Hell of a game.
Melvin Gordon's final game as a Badger.
Yeah, and Cameron Artis-Payne was talking all that smack coming in for Auburn. Oh, I would have had 2,000 some rushing yards. I would have had that many touchdowns if I got to run against Big Ten defenses, against Indiana and Purdue. I wish we got to play them that week, but no, we're in the big bad SEC. Wisconsin defense shuts down Cameron Artis-Payne. Melvin Gordon runs for like 250 yards, 2 or 3 touchdowns, and then Auburn misses a game-tying field goal in overtime. It was electric. I was watching at Buffalo Wild Wings, and you could feel the tension when that kick was being lined up, and he misses it, and it was just an explosion throughout B-dubs. It rocked. So I understand the experience. It unfortunately wasn't on a cruise ship, but it's a sick. I know where you're coming from. It rocks.
Well, we got to let this ship sail now and head into, which has already been the 11 o'clock hour, but some exciting Super Bowl stuff. Let us know where you were the last time the Patriots and Seahawks met, and the last time in the Super Bowl about 11 years ago in 2015, right? That's when it was?
February 2015.
February 2015. Let us know where you were at. 844-770-3776, the Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more. Getting into the 11 o'clock hour, though, it is Olympic time. It's time to see you're the biggest luge fan. Are you, if you're a Matt Hamilton fan, if you're
skeleton,
yeah, curling out here. What are some other sports out there? Snowboarding, the ski jump. Lindsey Vonn on one ACL.
Yeah, like the slope, whatever the back and forth skiing one's called.
I don't know. I'm thinking of a seesaw.
I don't know.
We're making up
where
sports
they hit the
now.
flags on the way down. Like we saw. I watched the opening ceremony yesterday, and like she was testing her ACL in her practice. I don't know. We can talk.
We can talk more about that, and we've got a fun thing for to determine how we want to watch the Olympics as Saturday Scramblers. 11 o'clock hours coming up next. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch. This is the Saturday Scramble in 100.5 ESPN.
Everyone plays like a champion at TPC Wisconsin. Our friendly community shares one thing, a passion for world-class golf. Women, men, and youth golfers all love the course. The $25 million upgrade is impeccable, and the list of amenities is more than impressive. But belonging where the shared pursuit of excellence is a daily practice and not just a tagline? That might be the best part. Join today and pay no dues until April 1st. Discover belonging. TPCWisconsin.com.
Listen up, you guys. If you haven't been giving your significant other chocolates from Gail Ambrosia's Chocolatier, then you've been doing it all wrong. Your wife or girlfriend will love the handcrafted unique chocolates created right here in Madison. Stop by their store on Atwood and enjoy the ultimate chocolate experience today. Once you taste the difference that locally owned and made chocolates provides, you'll never go back to buying a mass-produced box of chocolate ever again. Show her you care by getting a box of chocolate from Gail Ambrosia's Chocolatier on Atwood.
Molly Brown here for Metro Kia of Madison. Metro Kia is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle? Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Kia, you can browse their extensive inventory and find this month's specials at metrokiaofmadison.com. That's metrokiaofmadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership on the east side of Madison today.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, a special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard, and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
It's time to think outside the pocket on Saturday Scramble.
Shut your mouth, Pablo. This is the ugliest thing I have ever worn.
Put some respect to the name. What am I doing? Trying to put water onto this fire. I'm going to throw gasoline into this.
On 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Cliffhanger, hanging from a cliff.
And that's why they call him Cliffhanger.
Yes.
Alongside Riley Jauch, here's Pablo Iglesias.
Bienvenidos, chicos y chicas. Baboni.
Baboni.
I forgot to tell you guys about like how when I just start to get into a Spanglish stage too, and this is the time where the half Latin blood really starts to shine. It comes out.
Starts boiling.
Yeah, it starts boiling. It's when I went to, even though like I said I'm a failed Spanish minor, Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch. This is the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It still comes back once in a while. I studied all the way through college, so it was like 300 levels. So I have a basic understanding of it. I can't say that I could fully. I think once you're in a situation, though, you're able to. You kind of have to force yourself to like talk to different people and use what you have. I went to the Dominican Republic a couple of years ago, and I felt like by the time like I was there for about a week, I was just it was still Spanglish. Like whenever I came back here to Madison, it was a good time. But
so
yeah.
you understand and can speak enough to survive in a conversational setting?
On a resort, yes.
On a resort,
So,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, colloquial, because the interesting thing to it, I feel like languages across the board, even like here in the States, whatever the case is, like, you know, some words are like a Coke Sprite, if you will. Think about that. Like, that's...
A Coke Sprite?
You've never heard of, like, what a Coke is? So in the...
A Coke Sprite? That's two different soda pops.
That's a big thing in the South, though. That's a big thing, like,
they just call
Texas.
everything a Coke down there.
Yes, but that's what in Texas, so I've known people that are in San Antonio, they would call it a Coke Sprite, even though that they want a Sprite. It would be a Coke Sprite. So there's different colloquial things. Like it's different in Colombia. It's different in the Dominican Republic. But regardless.
A Coke Sprite is one of the dumbest things I have ever heard. And I would correct someone in San Antonio if they come up here and ask for a Coke Sprite.
Take it up with Texas. Don't mess with them either, though. I knew that.
That's what I've heard.
That's what I've heard coming back from last weekend. I did not mess with Texas last weekend. But what's starting this week now, boys? It's Olympic time. It's time to see who's going to bring home the gold medal. Is that copyright?
Not if I sing it.
That's true. That's fair enough. Acapella version, that's Riley. That's how we get around the royalty-free stuff here. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch, Owen Dimple behind the glass, too. And we talked about this as a Saturday Scramble, a Saturday Scrambler group. All of you listening out there as well. We want to, whether if you're a big Winter Olympic fan or if you're starting to get into it, you don't know exactly what sports there are, we want to branch out a little bit, and we went to our friends Technology to determine what countries fit the vibe, and now as a group, Owen, please reveal the results, and we will determine which country as a Saturday Scramble group we will be collectively rooting for in the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan, Cortano.
So what I did was I used our good friend ChatGPT.
Ah, good old Chat.
Yeah, Chat.
Hey,
Yeah.
Chat.
And so
Am I cooked?
Chat cooked. I gotta say.
Oh, okay. Chat did cook.
Yeah, and so what I prompted it was, let us have a selection of a few countries that embody our show, our vibe, our personalities, just a country that Saturday Scramble could latch onto.
I like that.
This is it.
So here are three of the other strong contenders before I get to the main one.
Okay, so these are honorable mentions. I thought we were choosing. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, we can choose between the
Okay,
four.
okay, fair.
So we have Finland.
Yeah.
Okay, why Finland?
It says quietly elite, ice cold mentality. In quotes, we don't talk much, we just win. Less chaotic than the show, but very Wisconsin adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 2.
Thank you, Chad, for some great platitudes.
Number 2, Latvia.
Oh.
Pure underdog chaos, hockey first nation. Yeah, now those are like the two biggest ones. But and then third.
Yeah, people play hockey in the state. I don't know if you knew that,
I'm
Riley.
rooting for the United States in hockey.
Yeah, fair enough.
But continue.
And third, Slovenia.
Ooh, okay.
Tiny country, absurdly talented athletes. It says the Giannis Luka of winter sport countries, which I thought was interesting.
Okay.
Giannis Luka.
Little Euro flair. All right. All right.
Okay, so those are our honorable mentions, or those are the three. So what you're about to tell us is the top choice.
What I'm about to reveal is the top choice, the best fit. The Czech Republic.
Okay.
Whoa.
Hey, they were dripped out yesterday for the opening ceremony. I did like their fits. They looked pretty good.
You checked them out, is what you're telling me.
Hey.
Thank you. I got to see this real quick. Thank you. Oh, what an 11 o'clock hour we've got already.
So why the Czech Republic?
So it gives, number 1, elite winter sports without the smugness. Number 2, big, in quotes, we don't take ourselves too seriously energy. Number 3, hockey culture is Wisconsin soulmates. It said equals Wisconsin soulmates.
Okay.
Number 4, historic giant killers.
I like that. I like underdogs.
Giant killers.
Like underdogs with some teeth.
All right.
Do they like cheese? Do we
I'm sure
know,
they do.
what's their main export? What's the main export
I'm
of the
looking
Czech
this
Republic?
right now, so keep giving us some reasons.
Well, that was it.
I think that's a big factor that we need to take into consideration.
All right. Czech Republic, we're looking up top exports right now.
Yeah, what's the main export of the Czech Republic?
What's the main export?
Also, while you do that, thank you, Jason. Slalom skiing, the downhill slalom was what I was looking for. Appreciate it.
From what I'm looking at, it's machinery.
Machinery, transport equipment, automobiles. Okay.
Nuclear reactors.
All right, I can get behind that. Get some nuclear power. That's good. That's good.
We got a text from the private talking text line. Chad Hopper, our teammate here at the ESPN Madison offices, he wanted to correct Chad GPT.
Oh,
wanted to
yes.
make sure that we
Chad GPT. Thank you, Chad.
Yes.
So machinery,
one of the best.
I can get behind that. There used to be a GM plant in Janesville, Wisconsin, where I'm from.
This is the rationale that you're going to go off of?
My grandpa ran some steel mills. You know, I like this. Let's go Czech Republic.
I love that.
Czech Republic. I'm trying to see how they looked in the opening ceremonies. These are some nice jumpers. Is that what we're talking about?
I think so, yeah. It's like very colorful, if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay. So are we in agreement then? Is it Czechia? Or is it the Czech Republic?
I believe the Czech Republic.
Also known as Czechia. Is it Chechnya?
No, I think Chechnya is a separate country.
Yeah, Chechnya is a separate country.
Maybe
a lot of geography today.
Czechia?
Czechia. The official language Czech, and Prague is the capital.
Yes, when they came out yesterday, I was like, yo, it's Team Maryland. Because it looks like what they wore looks like the Maryland flag.
Okay, so Big
I
Ten.
have a sweatshirt.
Big Ten connection.
Big Ten
country.
I like
I have a
this.
sweatshirt that is the Maryland state flag, just all the different colors. So I'm on board with Czech Republic.
Yeah, I'm on board. They're essential. I found we got hometown connections, we got familial connections, we got Big Ten connections.
They took Switzerland to a shootout in hockey.
Okay,
so we've got some hope here. I think we've got it. It sounds like, boys, we were across the board. It was 3-on-3. It was exhilarating, but they ended up they ended in a draw. So it was the Czech Republic ended the draw with Switzerland. Feels like the Czech Republic is going to be the official country of the Saturday Scramble for the Olympics. Are we all in agreement?
Absolutely.
I like
all right.
that.
Yes, raise the torch. You love to see it. All right. So, for all the Saturday Scramblers out there, yes, we want to cheer for the U.S. and whichever countries we want.
We got UFC fighter Yuri Prohaska from the Czech Republic. Dude rocks. He's a samurai. Let's go. Czech Republic all the way. United States is going to be number 1. Czech Republic number 2. Let's go.
All right, we have made the declaration. The Czech Republic is now the official Olympic country that we are rooting for here on the Saturday Scramble. You Saturday Scramblers as well, make sure that you stay up to date on the Czech Republic. We'll make sure next week we have updates.
We're going to have a medal count. Let's have a running medal count.
Yes, we'll have the medal count. We'll figure this out. This is going to be fun. I'm excited to see what stars come out for the Czech. We're the biggest Czech Republic supporters out here at ESPN Madison for sure. So we've got that settled. Owen, thank you so much. One more time on the characteristics. Why the Czech Republic one more time for us? What did they have?
Elite winter sports.
Okay.
Big we don't take ourselves too seriously energy.
Yeah, that's fair.
A similar hockey culture that matches Wisconsin. And my favorite, historic giant killers. The underdog.
Yes.
You love to see
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's go Czech.
Let's go Czech Republic. Let's keep them in check. How about that? Speaking of keeping in check, too, Brian Gutekunst talked about what is next for the Green Bay Packers and maybe had some good things to say, some decent things to say. I have no idea, honestly, what the hell happened. We'll talk about that on the other side. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch. This is the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Time now for the Retirement Report. Jen Rezac here with the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock. He is founder of Retirement Income Strategies. Now, when we go through days or weeks of volatility in the markets, it's hard to know what to do. Christian, what can you tell us?
Well, Jen, first of all, don't panic or make immediate decisions with your money. Also, it depends on where you are in relation to retirement. If you're 3 to 5 years from retirement, you likely need a plan. Market corrections and bear markets are just a normal part of the stock market cycle. And if you feel nervous when you read headlines about big drops in the market, you likely don't know how much risk you have in your portfolio. That's why it's important to get the right guidance or a financial plan for your retirement.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, Christian, tell us about the offer you have for our listeners today.
Well, now's the time to start looking ahead and identifying if you have too much risk in your portfolio. And we have a helpful resource for our listeners today. We call it the Madison Money Map. And you can get your hands on this today by calling or texting the word MAP to 866-864-8081. Now, my team put this together just for you, and it's complimentary. You'll get guides on major topics like investments, Social Security, and taxes in retirement. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, just call or text the word MAP to 866-864-8081. That's 866-864-8081.
Take advantage of this offer and get your Madison Money Map today. Just text the word MAP to 866-864-8081. The team at Retirement Income Strategies will get your Madison Money Map to you right away. So just call or text the word MAP to 866-864-8081. The team at Retirement Income Strategies will get your Madison Money Map out to you right away. One more time, just call or text the word MAP, that's M-A-P, to 866-864-8081. That's the Retirement Report with the Madison Money Guy. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies and SEC-registered investment advisor. Firm may not give tax advice.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honey's. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honey's to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honey's experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honey's.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on Bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your seat at the table just got better. Step into the high limit room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. This is true high limit play. Experience enhanced game rules, including blackjack, where the dealer stands on soft 17. Better odds, faster play, and authentic action that sets Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Your next hand could be your best yet. Find your edge, play your rhythm, and raise the stakes in the high limit room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is tough, so Metro Ford of Madison makes it easy with mobile service. Metro Ford will come directly to you, home, office, wherever your day takes you. Their Ford-certified techs handle oil changes, filters, batteries, wipers, inspections, and more, all without a visit to the dealership. You stay on schedule, we'll take care of the rest. Call 608-246-3600 today to book your mobile service appointment, and let service come to you. That's Metro Ford of Madison. Visit them at metrofordofmadison.com.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Do we have the medal count? I think I tasked myself with it and never actually vocalized. Can we do a medal? Can we do a medal count
I did check the early returns on the medal count. There haven't been many events that have reached completion yet, but Italy is currently in the lead with 3 Sweden in second with 2. Switzerland with 1, but it is a gold, so they are in third place. Norway is in fourth. They have 2, but it's a silver and a bronze. And Canada is in fifth with 1 bronze. No one else has any other medal.
Is the U.S. still a dominant country in Winter Olympic sports?
I think so.
Okay.
Pretty sure. We have like 200 some athletes go or something along those lines.
That's fair enough. What would it be like if we had the Winter Olympic athletes compete in the summer and vice versa? What would that look like?
That would not end well for the Summer Olympians because they would die.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, you would die.
Well, you'd put them in. I'm not saying we're putting swimming outdoors in the winter.
No, if you put a swimmer in skis going off a giant jump, they're dead.
Oh, well, yes.
What do you think our
They
teammate?
are.
You didn't have to get that.
Like, I'm just saying.
I'm just asking a fun, lighthearted question, and they'll die.
What do you think our teammate Matt Hamilton would do in a summer Olympic?
Water polo.
Shot put.
Interesting.
I hope Matt can swim.
Or discus.
He's got a boat, but that doesn't mean he can swim.
Yeah, true.
I jumped off the boat and swam. That was fun. Well, yeah, that's right. It was the three of us, wasn't it?
That was a great time.
Went on to
Us
Goldie
three.
Rocks. Good times. Good times. Well, Pablo Iglesias, Riley out here checking in on the Czech Republic. No medals, you said yet? Or
No
okay.
medals for the U.S. or the Czech Republic.
It's all right, Saturday Scramblers. It is. We're in for the long haul on this one. So we'll check in some more throughout the next couple of weeks here on the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias, Riley out here on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Matt and Madison checking in. Czechia. We need to figure out how to say this.
Yeah, Czechia.
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 I like that.
Is their
We'll
official
figure that
name.
out for next week.
Thank you, Matt and Madison. Oh, interesting, too. Also, checking in on the talking text line, Tyler from Sun Prairie. Lived in San Antonio for 3 years. He does not heard of Coke Sprite.
Thank you. Thank you, Tyler.
I'm not saying that it's
real.
I'm not saying it's
You're a liar.
correct. I'm not saying that it's like it has to be this. I just found that to be a very weird colloquial term in Texas and like in the South. That was so strange. Could just be like more of like an older generation thing. So who knows?
Yeah,
Could have been phased
potentially.
out.
Not sure.
Could have been phased out. But anyway, as we finished our check-in with the Czechs, or Czechia, we want to now check in and talk about the nothing burger that Brian Gutekunst dropped on us.
It's very milquetoast.
Yes, I think milquetoast is a pleasant way of putting it. What the hell did we?
I watched the whole press conference live.
I was sitting
but
in-
I will admit I zoned out through a large chunk of the middle. The 2 clips we're going to play, those perked my ears up. But outside of those, I'll be honest, I struggled to pay attention.
Let me ask you this one word then to describe before we get into a couple of clips which I felt were very interesting. One word to describe just listening to Goody and what he had to say. What was the takeaway? If you could sum it up in all one word.
This is technically 2 words, but status quo.
It's fair. I will allow status quo, because even though you propel and say that this is a team that could potentially be in competition if they were hypothetically playing tomorrow, I don't see a path. If you could believe that this year's team would be in the Super Bowl, I wouldn't believe you. I think we did believe 2 weeks in, but there were a lot of inconsistencies, and it feels like, yes, you're going to address certain positions, but the first one, I believe we have the special teams ready to go. Brandon McManus, he wasn't the sole reason why the Packers lost in Chicago and fell, what was it, the 5-game slide to end the season?
Mm-hmm.
But special teams clearly were far from special. Here's what Goody had to say about the status of Brandon McManus and more.
You know, what Rich brings to this our culture, this football team, you know, is just it's really, he's a very impactful coach around here. You know, certainly, you know, I thought we've been better on teams the last few years than we've been in a long time. Our cover units have been better. We got one of the best punters in the National Football League. We've got an excellent snapper. You know, Brandon was excellent last year. This year, again, he worked through some things injury-wise and then had a bad playoff game. You know, that was kind of how that ended. But no, I got a lot of faith in Rich and his staff, what they do around here. Not only the X's and O's and what they bring to the field, but what they bring to this place culturally is really important.
The key to a good football team is winning in all 3 phases. You can't expect, every coach says this, complementary football is key. You can't expect the offense, and on certain days, yes, it makes sense. The offense will pick up the defense when it's not working. But how can you say it's like, all right, the offense and the defense pick up the special teams unit? Because special teams, even though if you don't need to see your punter out a bunch of times, Danny Whelan's going out to Ireland. That's probably the most action he's probably gotten in the last 2 weeks too, because that's all he's going to be seeing. But anyway, it's just like special teams still play a huge role, and as much as you respect Rich Bisaccia and what he's done for the unit, it also feels like Matt LaFleur and Goody, are they afraid to play bad guy? Are they afraid to cut ties here?
So if you want, I can't speak to Rich Bisaccia being a culture setter in the Packers locker room, but if he's the culture setter, great. But we were talking the whole first hour about whether or not Bucks fans are delusional for being happy that Giannis is staying. I don't think Bucks fans are delusional, but Brian Gutekunst is actually delusional if he thinks special teams are improving. Sure, kick coverage, that was good this year. I'll give him that. Kick coverage was solid. I think top 10 in the league. That's fantastic. Happy for you. I'm glad that we weren't allowing massive punt or kick returns. But look at the playoff game. They had 2 returns over 30 yards on punts. So why wasn't this showing up in the playoffs? And then, hey, how about getting a kicker that isn't tied for dead last in field goal percentage this year? How about that? How is that improvement? And just saying, he's battling injuries. He had one rough playoff game. No! Was there a market drop-off after he got hurt? Yes. But still, then have Havrasek kick. Have the substitute teacher kick if he can't cut it after the injury, if that's still bugging him mentally. Golly, like McManus, his best stat this past year was he's 22nd in the league in extra point percentage. And what did he do in the playoff game? Missed an extra point that led to the Packers having to try a Hail Mary instead of a long field goal at the end of the game. But I don't think he would have made that field goal anyway. It's ridiculous. Daniel Whelan carries this special teams unit. Second in the league, I believe, in gross punting, like average length of punt. I think he's second. And I think
Brad Nortman would love to know that you're bringing these stats out.
In net. So, like, I think that's subtracting touchbacks and whatnot. So Daniel Whelan, if we didn't have Daniel Whelan, this special teams unit would probably rank dead last in the National Football League. That is not improvement. The Packers special teams unit, I don't think, has been in the top 10 in over a decade, maybe 15 years. And mostly, they've been spending most of their time in the 20s. So I don't know how you could say with a straight face that special teams are genuinely improving if you're Brian Gutekunst. That seems delusional to me.
You're looking at the last 3 seasons where, for sure this past season, special teams played a huge reason as to why your season ended. The season before, you could make the argument too, was that the fumbled snap on the kickoff. And yes, there's a back and forth of whether or not targeting should have been called. But you want to know something? It is what it is in that situation. That's still a special teams fumble. That's still a special teams flop. And it goes back to special teams and discipline on that side and how that affects the game. And you could even, do you know what the final score was against San Francisco when the Packers lost? That was a great run, don't get me wrong, to get to San Francisco and be that close to an NFC Championship appearance. But you know what the final score was?
Jordan Love's first year as the
Jordan
starter.
Love's first, yep.
I can't remember. I remember Anders Carlson missing the field goal. And was the final
I believe
score?
it was 24-21.
It was 24-21, and Anders Carlson did miss a field goal. So you can make somewhat of a case.
Was over at that point.
Yes. Was it on his back? No, not necessarily, but still can make a case that special teams plays a part in your last 3 seasons at the very least as to why you are not playing further on into the season, why you didn't advance.
If Anders makes that kick, then I highly doubt Jordan Love is making a throw across his body on 1st and 10, feeling desperate.
With 50 seconds left on the clock.
Exactly.
And I believe they still had like 1 or 2 timeouts. Like,
it was a dumb throw.
It was, even in the moment, given the situation, dumb throw.
Yep.
But it would have made things interesting how not only he would have handled the situation, how LaFleur would have handled the situation, just knowing that you had a tie game, assuming the 49ers still scored the touchdown. Do they go for 2? I mean, it's all this what ifs, and that's just the hard thing to play with this what if.
It's all coulda, shoulda, woulda, what if this, what if that. Like Romeo Doubs, he just grabs and falls on the onside kick. Packers probably win the division. They play the Bears at Lambeau. who knows what happens then? It's just so frustrating. But to come out and say not only that you believe in Rich Bisaccia, if you wanted to say that, fine. Just come out and say this is an area where we need to improve. It hasn't been as good as we need it to be to get to the level we want, which is the Super Bowl. So we are going to evaluate and make the changes we see necessary come this offseason. But we believe in Rich Bisaccia. I mean, he's an integral part to the culture here. We're not moving on from him. He's staying, but we'll evaluate and see what we need to do. Just come out and say that. Like, admit that everything is not hunky-dory with the Green Bay Packers right now, specifically with the special teams unit. Saying it's improving is disingenuous.
The delusional part of this almost feels like it plays into the Bucks and more of the Giannis situation is nobody wants to play bad guy, perhaps. And it's like there's nothing wrong with accountability. There's nothing wrong with because maybe it feels like that you're calling out Rich Bisaccia. But if your special teams unit isn't delivering, Giannis even did it a couple weeks ago, said straight up to media that we are playing selfish basketball. We're not playing as a team. That's okay to keep the units accountable. I don't believe that, one, if you're also mentioning that we have a good long snapper, we've got a good punter, and then you put all that at the top of this giant nothing burger that tastes like wet paper, basically, and then you just have a little bit of that meat patty that's, oh, yeah, and by the way, McManus, had some injuries, and then he had just had a bad playoff game, and then that you try to push it away, that just feels like a red flag to me. Hold everybody accountable. It's not calling people out necessarily, but it's still holding people accountable, and I feel like right now, in this spot of the Green Bay Packers, that feels like, are we afraid to hold the Green Bay Packers accountable? Are we, or our fans, or is the team, are they afraid of calling each other out? No, or maybe not calling each other out necessarily, but more, again, of the accountability, because that's what it takes to build a team. That's what it takes from a championship side, is that's how you grow, that's how you build. There's going to be conflicts, but it's okay. We as a team, too. Maybe we have a disagreement, but we come together and we figure it out together. Instead of it's just trying to show, as you said, hunky-dory in front of everybody. It's okay to understand that there's a flaw here. We are going to do everything we can to fix it. It sucks that this happened this way, but we are going to move forward and be better. And I feel like the Packers are just getting in their own way, more so Goody right now, and is afraid to even say that.
Yeah, and Goody, you can admit, hey, maybe, but like I made mistakes in who I brought in. Like maybe Rich Bisaccia was a mistake. I don't think he believes that, which is why he wouldn't say it. And he probably doesn't believe that Brandon McManus, bringing him in, was a mistake either. But just take some accountability, dish out some accountability, and everyone would be happy. But pretending the problems don't exist and trying to spin something that clearly was a negative. You could chalk up probably at least 4 losses last year to special teams. Trying and spinning that as if it's a positive seems pretty delusional to me. So that was frustrating, very frustrating for me to hear. But overall, for talking about Goody's press conference, it was fine.
Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch, this is the Saturday Scramble. We want to talk about one more thing, too, because, Riley, I remember I just felt the eye roll when the comment was made, too, from Brian Gutekunst and the defense, too, because we've talked about how this team almost can't handle success well. And even though that the defense started out great, you have Micah Parsons on that line. It brings out a lot more. And your Lucas Van Nesses, I'm trying to think who else off the line. A lot of guys. Devontae White, even though he was an injury situation, that one was unfortunate. But the status of Rashawn Gary and where he stands currently. Here's Goody.
Yeah, like I said, I expect all these guys in their contract to be back, but we're just getting started into kind of looking how we're going to build out the team for next year. I thought he started out really, really strong. I mean, obviously he had a lot of production early. I think he ended up with 60-some pressures and 7.5 sacks, which that's nothing to. I mean, that's a pretty good production in the National Football League. I did think towards the end of the year he wasn't as productive as he was at the beginning. So certainly that'll be something I'm sure he looks at personally, and we look at as a team, is how we can continue to make sure that his production level is the same at the beginning and the end of the season.
We'll keep it tight here because I do want to get to riled up as well at some point.
His production wasn't as strong in the back half of the season. Oh, to borrow a line from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, do you think so?
You sure about that?
Really?
You sure about that?
He went, what, I believe, let me count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. The final 10 games of the season without a sack. And coincidentally, Micah Parsons didn't get hurt until the Broncos game December 14th. Let's see, how many games did he not have a sack before Micah Parsons got hurt? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games while Micah Parsons was still playing and healthy where he didn't get a sack. That is not winning one-on-one matchups. He is the 13th highest paid pass rusher in the National Football League. You need to have higher production than that when you have the highest paid pass rusher in the league opposite you, who makes your life easier, who gets triple teamed. Like, come on. Rashawn, sure, he did have a strong start to the season. It looked like finally, this is the player we've been expecting. Put Micah in the mix. Now he's getting those one-on-ones and he's winning. Then what happened? He vanished. He gave up on plays. He did not show up at all at the end of the season or in the playoffs where the Packers needed him most. Like, again, you can just admit, like, sure, it's a very well-thought-out political answer to not piss off Rashawn Gary, I guess, but what are we doing here?
One more question before we get going. Straightforward. Is Rashawn Gary on this Packers roster next season? If you were the GM, let me put you in Goody's shoes. Are you bringing back Rashawn Gary?
See, I'd have to look at his contract, like...
Cut candidate, whatever the case is. Does he deserve to be back on this roster?
Yeah, he's not a free agent until 2028. Like, yeah, he's probably going to be back on the roster, I would assume. I'd rather have someone else in his spot, but I'm pretty sure with this contract and how it shakes out, I'm assuming he's going to be back.
Owen?
I would cut him. I'm cutting him. You know, he's got I think the remainder of his contract is 2 years, $42 million. I believe the last time I saw his cap savings with a cut would be close to $19 million. That's hard to.
That's pretty enticing.
Yeah,
that's pretty enticing.
I like Kingsley Enagbari to take his spot.
Yeah, he's promising.
And that, I think the most frustrating part is like the seeming lack of effort. I don't want to accuse him of not playing hard because he is a professional football player in the National Football League, but there were so many plays that looked like he gave up halfway through the play. It's like, beat my guy, quarterback rolled out. Like, I'm not going to catch him.
I think Jason Wilde even mentioned, too, that there were some points where it's not that he gave up, but you could...
It looks like he's dogging it.
You could
like
tell
Micah
that...
Parsons is a shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
Every time, and he would hunt down quarterback, and even if he didn't get there, it was a full-on sprint to try and track him down. He never gave up on a play. Rashawn Gary is walking. Like, come on, man. You're getting paid $96 million. What are we doing?
At least he's not Keyshawn Nixon making business decisions here.
Oh, my gosh.
I want to give Riley a chance to breathe because we need to save this energy for Riled Up coming up next. Pablo Iglesias, Riley out here on the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
He's been one now for the last calendar year. We're supposed to suspect now that the trade deadline is come and gone and that he's still on Milwaukee, that this was the entire plan all along. All of that was just manufactured rather than getting it from people that are in Giannis's inner circle. I'm not buying it, man.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Everyone plays like a champion at TPC Wisconsin. Our friendly community shares one thing, a passion for world-class golf. Women, men, and youth golfers all love the course. The $25 million upgrade is impeccable, and the list of amenities is more than impressive. But belonging where the shared pursuit of excellence is a daily practice and not just a tagline? That might be the best part. Join today and pay no dues until April 1st. Discover belonging. TPCWisconsin.com.
Wisconsin homes ask a lot of their windows and doors.
They need to be ready for anything year-round. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, everything we do is built around quality and durability. You shouldn't have to make compromises to ensure you're comfortable at home. So right now, take advantage of 0% financing for up to 4 years. There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the NARI Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free Design Works rendering. From design to installation, Pella's local experts are there to guide you every step of the way, helping you choose the right options for your home, your style, and your budget. Thanks to 0% financing for up to 4 years and our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your decision long after installation day. PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 2/28/2026.
Big news from Carbless. A fan favorite, and one of my favorites, Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack. Crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Looking for an easy lunch or dinner win? Pizza Hut's My Hut Box lets you pick a personalized pan pizza, a melt, and now you can choose wings as your entree. Boneless or traditional wings tossed in your favorite sauce or rub. One box, tons of options, all day, every day.
My Hut Box is the best personalized meal combo starting at just $6.99.
Head to one of their locations, order on the app, or online at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
Ready to escape a Wisconsin winter? Well, Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison is offering up some serious vacay vibes this February. Starting at 1 p.m. on Saturday, February 28th, 24 winners will each select luggage containing a cash prize up to $5,000. At 5 p.m., one grand prize winner will receive $20,000 for an ultimate vacation getaway. You can earn entries every day in February. Next stop, Sunshine. Turn daydreams into departures at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Checking in on the Carlos Talking text line, 844-770-3776. List is more. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch here. This is the Saturday Scramble. Tyler at Sun Prairie. He shares his Super Bowl story. I was doing my culinary internship in Sun Valley, Idaho. That feels like a nice little subtle flex there.
Yeah.
Sun Valley, Idaho. Didn't know that was a culinary spot. I'm looking for vacation spots for my family and I in April.
Do they cook
maybe
potatoes or like that? Sun Valley sounds like the'd be wine.
We'd need to figure out. We'll have to make sure that Tyler, who also said too, he loves listening to the show. He says great stuff.
Thank you, Tyler.
Appreciate you, Tyler. Saturday Scrambler out here. We're gonna make sure that you guys get the proper titles. But started the morning show boarding. Then went to his boss's place. Huge Seahawks fan for the game. Obviously, I was rooting for the Pats super hard. Understandable, being a Packer fan. He said, then I think I was the only one who was happy with the ending. Funny, because this is one of the few Super Bowls, probably like you, Riley, that was non-Packers that he remembers. Super cool. So love it. If you have some more Super Bowl stories, would love to get to share that as we get ready for the big game, too, coming up tomorrow between the Patriots and the Seahawks, 5:30 kickoff. So excited. And then I think ESPN, ABC hands that off, too.
Yeah, so next year it's ABC.
It's going to be fun to have them back.
Here on our airwaves, potentially.
So, yeah, some happy vibes right now, but right now it's time to dig deep into the anger side for Mr. Riley Jauch. It is time to get riled up.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Yeah, it's time to get riled up. Honestly, it might not be as impassioned as my frustration towards Rashawn Gary and the special teams unit are, but As you can see, I'm wearing my Brewers jersey right now.
Loud and proud.
And I'm excited for the Super Bowl. I'm now more excited for the Winter Olympics with our new friends in the Czech Republic who will be supporting. But I'll be honest, I'm ready for baseball, guys. Like, football season's about to be done. We'll have the Winter Olympics. I feel like that's going to drag. I'll be kind of invested, but not, like, I'm not going to be super dialed in outside of for the show. March Madness will be great when it comes. Very excited for that. But it's like, let's just get to baseball. I'm ready. It's cold. I want to put on my glove. I want to go outside. I want to toss the old ball around, play some catch, and turn on Jeff Levering for the Brewers Radio Network, which you can hear right here on 100.5 ESPN come Brewers baseball season. Like, I'm ready for baseball, man. Like, it's baseball time. Like, let's go. Pitchers and catchers report next week. Football's done. It's baseball time. I want to play baseball. I want to play in my beer league, softball league. I just want to play baseball. I want to watch baseball. I want to go to baseball games. That's it. Let's get to baseball.
I have to fight you back on this one because, Riley, I'm looking at this schedule, and I am thrilled with what's ahead because it's starting to get warm, it's starting to get sunnier, and it's not going to feel like frigid, frozen temperatures.
Almost baseball.
It's golf season, and you want to know what's happening right now out in the beautiful Southwest is the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Arguably one of the wildest, the best hole in golf. Shirts are flying off, beer cans are flying everywhere. Even the players themselves are going absolute madness on hole 16. That's happening this weekend. Then you get the Pebble Beach Pro-Am happening the week after, the Genesis Invitational hosted by Tiger Woods, a great tournament, the Arnold Palmer Invitational, the Players Championship in March. And then before we know it, it is going to be a tradition unlike any other in April. The first major of the season, the Masters at beautiful Augusta National.
I'm sad
that
we're
is
out
going
of
to
time.
be here before we know it.
I'm sad we're running out of time because I want to poll this. Who actually watches golf? I now, having played more golf, I can respect golf. When it is on the TV, I can be like, okay, that's impressive instead of just watching paint dry. But it's still so boring. Golf is not a spectator sport. No, who cares? It's golf. Let's get to baseball.
Great sport to watch.
Let's get to baseball.
It's a great sport.
No, it is not a great sport to watch. That is a fact. This is
that is an opinion.
An objective fact.
That is not an objective
fact. Not a great spectator sport. It is not. Baseball, on the other hand, when you're in person, phenomenal. Chef's kiss. Let's get to baseball.
We went to a Brewers game as a team.
Yeah, and it was
and
awesome.
I don't remember watching any of the game. I remember you being at the Jumbotron. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Exactly. You don't need
what
to
do you
because
mean?
you probably
You just
had a
said
great
that people
time.
love to watch
You had a
the
great
sport.
time.
I had a great time, and I don't remember watching any part of the game. That's why I had a great time. And
One
I'm a
of the
huge
reasons
baseball
baseball
fan.
is so awesome.
What? That's why I love golf.
You can go to the ballpark, have a phenomenal time, and you don't even have to pay attention to the game.
The bed's slowing down. That's riled up. I'm calling it there on that one. Thank you, Riley Jauch. Baseball season does need to come back because we are very excited. I believe it's either February 21st or the 22nd will be the first game that we are airing for the Brewers spring training game. So actually, I just heard too.
League baseball.
I wish I could have made this trip out. My dad and one of his best friends, they're going out to see the White Sox at Camelback over in Arizona. So a little jealous that unfortunately I won't be able to make that trip. It's a busy week for us for preps, but love to see that dad and his best bud are getting to go out there. Huge White Sox fans. They went during the 120-loss season to as many games as possible, too. So shout out to them. They are real ones. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch here. We're wrapping things up real quickly on the Saturday Scramble here on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000-square-foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
There's no safer place to feel dumb than Mystery Relevant with Alex Strofe.
But I was impressed by several of them.
You're impressed by everything.
I love life. It's amazing what people do.
There is nothing that you see that you wouldn't go, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's not a bad way to live, though.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe. Live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also available on the ESPN Wisconsin app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community, and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers trained to keep the power flowing, engines running, and in every other trade needed to accomplish the mission. These soldiers are on the fast track to learning skills that can set them up for success at home with companies looking to hire the best. Their resumes are being built through their paid training and part-time service. Find out how you too can learn a trade profession by visiting NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
You said yes. You set a date.
Now comes the pressure of choosing a ring you'll wear every single day, forever.
That's why Chalmers Jewelers is hosting our Wedding Band Trunk Show.
Join us February 20th in Madison and the 21st and 22nd in Middleton.
Every wedding band vendor will be in-house, bringing their entire lineup. More styles and designs than your Pinterest board can handle.
Appointments are filling up fast, so reserve your spot now.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life.
Hey, this is Gene Cho, Bucky from 03 to 05. Most memorable moment? Definitely getting arrested at a football game for crowd surfing as Bucky. Oof, maybe not the best shining moment for Bucky.
Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
I wasn't sure if I could afford college, and my family couldn't help me. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I found financial support beyond tuition. Even fuel, transportation, and technology has been covered. It's incredible that I'll be able to graduate debt-free. My advice to others, don't let financial barriers stop you. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
All right, we're going rapid fire here on the Saturday Scramble. Pablo, Iglesias, Riley out. Guys, power ranking, stealing this from Jim, Matt, and Molly. What are you most excited about for the Super Bowl? The game, halftime show, and the commercials. Power rank from best to worst. Riley, go.
Game, commercials. Particularly excited for the Keegan-Michael Key State Farm commercial and halftime show. It'll be fun.
Owen?
Number 1, game. Number 2, halftime. Number 3, commercials.
All right, I'm going halftime show, commercials, game. That's all we've got here for the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch. This is the Saturday Scramble. Leader Forward coming up next here on 100.5 ESPN Madison. We'll see you on Carrington Valentine's Day next Saturday.
From the opening kickoff to the fifth quarter, through the cold, the rain, and the grind of Saturdays in Camp Randall, Badgers don't quit. It's the